travel, whatever.
Right. Yeah, I mean, if you have a work commitment or a family commitment, I mean, we're all professionals and we're busy, so, we just need to kind of evaluate on a case-by-case basis.
So who else is not coming?
We know Tracy and Sarah.
Okay.
They're the only ones who specifically said no.
Did Sarah officially resign?
Sarah Bailey?
Yes.
Okay. That's the other one, so that's an open seat, so that's 8, which is still be 5 full quorum, so
How many?
5. With 8, you need 5, just like 9, you need 5.
Does that include Mike right now?
Do we need 2 more?
He's just pretty up here.
No vote.
DJ, the Saints, you like the Saints?
Yeah.
7 in a row?
They're looking good.
Legit.
They're looking good.
After no one two started,
It-
really wrote them off.
It's about time. They were great at one time, and then they were terrible. And
Here they go.
It's been from not winning the Super Bowl. They were bad for decades.
Oh.
They win the
Oh,
Super
yeah,
Bowl
well, they're bad forever, right?
Now it's like they're coming back good.
the Yankees.
Well, I have 2 o'clock. Do we want to just go ahead and start discussing things that don't require votes, or? Just- We can wait a few minutes, whatever you want to do.
That's up to the committee. Members of the committee.
Can we have a meeting come without?
Yeah, that's
You
what
can have an informational meeting, but you can't take any votes, so.
And I don't really know if there is anything being brought up
There's a couple of things that
for us.
need
Okay,
votes, so.
so those
Oh,
are
here's Sarah.
Here we go.
Hi.
Yeah, we don't have
We
these.
didn't have a name tag.
That's
We were
okay.
expecting-
You know you
Yeah, I
are.
wasn't here like the last 2 months, so.
We do have one.
Oh, we do, okay.
Sure. That's official.
So we jam all over your Stacy shit.
We were just discussing whether to be on the floor.
One more person, we would. One more person we would.
We don't
Tracy's
have
not here. Oh, okay.
It's not all.
Stacy,
Jim was on the
He was?
He wasn't.
But no, I said, was he?
Oh,
He's usually on the evidence in the first one.
All right,
What
well,
did you get?
Yeah. So if you could count for Lori Smith, we invited Jeff here, but.
Huh.
his fault.
Here we go. We're over the top right now. Over the top, walking in.
That's just me calling you.
Is it you calling me? I'm here.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Crushed it.
Yeah.
Never
well,
done.
welcome, thank you.
It's like, I'll call her.
Okay, now that we have a quorum, we can start our meeting. Welcome, everybody, and thank you for coming. I lost my gavel, so it's officially open. I lost my chance last time. So the meeting will come to order. Everyone should have gotten a copy attached to the agenda, the minutes from last meeting. We've had a little discussion already, but we will bring that up. Was there anything else that anybody noticed that we need to amend or add to the minutes? Okay, if you'll notice on quorum call, under present, Sarah Bailey was listed as present, and she needs to be crossed out and added to absent, along with Sarah Braswell, who's already there. So with that change in mind, do I have a motion to accept the minutes as corrected?
She's also mentioned on page 3.
Okay, thank
In
you.
the last paragraph. It says Sarah Bailey agreed with this statement.
Okay, we'll strike that out also. Does anybody know who that person was?
Maybe Stacy Brady, Sarah Bailey.
I think a lot of us actually agreed with Dan. I agree.
Okay, so we'll change that to Stacy
Now it is.
Brady. Anything else? Okay, may I have a motion to accept the minutes as corrected?
I'll make a motion. I'll second.
Okay, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Okay, they are accepted. All right, public comment on agenda items. Does everyone have a copy of the agenda in the public? Do you have a copy of it so that, okay. At this point, do you have any questions for us? Okay. Well, excuse me, I jumped out of there, out of sequence. So we have, old business, I guess, at this point, Michael.
So I put in your packet there and printed out for anyone who picked up on the way in. We presented the brand creative 2 months ago and got a lot of feedback, and Jim Burchard brought it to the TDC as well about kind of replacing the geographic locator on our ads going forward. So we thought it was great feedback. We appreciate it. We went back to our agency and asked them to work on that. So in the attachment that you got shows a couple, I didn't put them all in there, but a couple of the brand ads with that locator placed back in there. And then something we just got yesterday, so I placed on kind of in front of your seat before you arrived, were these digital ads that are kind of reaffirming kind of where we are and how to get here. So just wanted to bring that back after receiving everybody's feedback last time and kind of represent it as an FYI to show that that's a focus of ours going forward. We appreciated the feedback. So those the sheet with the two images on it, if you had one at your seat, they are Amazon Kindle Fire wake up screen ads. So when you turn on your Kindle Fire, that's what would be displayed. And it's just one example that was easy to demonstrate kind of what we're doing as far as the geography of where we are in the state. That I wanted to, didn't get it in time to include it in the packet, but wanted to bring it to show it this time.
Did you talk with the advertising agency? I know this is small, but it's a very small type here.
It is, yeah, and this is significantly smaller than it'll appear in the application, the way it's printed here. So if we printed it to its full size, it would be more legible.
Okay. That was my only concern. Does anybody else have anything to bring up about that? Or any of the print ads? Do we need a motion on these?
No, that was just,
Okay.
just informative, just wanted to bring that back.
Thank you. All right, did you have anything else on
I do not.
that? Okay, event marketing update.
You might be on
Am I in the wrong
the
spot?
minutes from last time.
You're right. Thank you. So, website updates.
So, yeah, so the website, as we've discussed the last two meetings, is, our really most important communication tool, and it's been a priority for us. We formed the website subcommittee, and gathered some feedback after we had some website usability testing done, and got a variety of comments back, and thank you guys for your feedback, those of you who were on that subcommittee. What we've kind of discovered, the more we kind of look at it and look at ways to fix what we've currently got, is we believe our best solution is to put it back out for bid and build a new website. I've reached out to the members of the website subcommittee about this last week or maybe week before, just to kind of start that conversation. It sounded like everybody was in agreement that that was the route to go. We just recognize how valuable our website is, and the more we look at our current website and look at the feedback that we've gotten from the subcommittee on it, we realize it's broken to the point where we'd be better off starting from scratch. And it's getting to the age anyway that it might be time to start looking at it. So what we're proposing and what I'm hoping we can have a vote on is putting the website rebuild out to bid. And the way we would fund that from the budget is to pause the out-of-town activations. We don't have any currently scheduled for the rest of the year. Move that money into the website rebuild money and start that process. So wanted to bring it to this committee for feedback and hopefully approval to bring it to the TDC advisory board.
How much are you anticipating that cost?
We don't have an exact number at this point. I can tell you the last time it was built, it was about $235,000, and that was 3 years ago.
Okay.
So if you use that as a benchmark and assume prices have gone up, that at least gives us a ballpark idea.
That was the website cost, that was 3 years ago?
That was it was June of 14 that the bids came in, and then there was kind of the build period following that.
And who did the last build?
Miles Media Group, or Miles Partnership, they're now called.
Okay. I assume you will not be asking them to do it again.
Well, if we put it back out there, they're welcome to rebid, or repropose. And that'll be, their kind of past performance will be taken into consideration, but they're not excluded from the proposal process.
And I think you mentioned last time that they had parameters and kind of a box that they had to work within at times, so, so if they can kind of take everything off and bid what they think is needed, it may be a different.
I don't remember any parameters. What are you talking about? Because that was a total rebuild 3 years ago.
It was, in talking to them, and they continue to maintain the rights, we still have a relationship with them. They kind of admit to, if we could go back in time, they would do things different probably. We have a different kind of leadership staff in place at the TDC now than was there then. So I'm sure they're one of the bigger players in the DMO website field. So I'd be very surprised if they didn't rebid or repropose. They've expressed an interest in it, so we'll put it out and kind of see what they come back with.
The activations that were budgeted for this year, that kind of help cover that cost, and if you don't do them, you don't need.
Yeah, it'll more than cover that cost. Yeah, and it will still give us the opportunity to probably in the fall of the year do 1 or 2 activations, but not as many as we had budgeted to do. And to this point, we don't have any committed on the calendar.
So that's for 2018, you're taking 2018 activation dollars and putting them towards the rebuild of the website?
Correct.
It's
Yeah.
Beginning of the year's now, so the whole year.
Right.
And when do you think it'll be done?
Well, it'll be, to get it to the TDC, and then it'll have to go before the BCC as well. So the RFP wouldn't go out until after the first of the year. It'll have to be noticed and advertised in the window for proposals to be accepted. So it'll be a lengthy
Yeah.
process.
Just the RFP process itself is quite lengthy. I mean, it has to be posted publicly, and then obviously we'll have time to respond. We have to review it, which we get, help from the TDC on that review process. Then it has to go back to them for approval to move forward to the BCC. So there's lots of levels in there. So really, I think if we get it out in the beginning of the year, it's probably conservatively, probably about a 3-month effort. So,
At least, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't think we'd be awarding it probably till about March or April.
Yeah, just award it.
Yeah.
And then you put the timeline together or
Correct.
whatever, yeah.
Right. So what we're asking at this point is just a recommendation to go to the TDC with this plan, and then with their, hopefully their approval, go to the BCC to allow us to move this budget money from activations to the website rebuild.
I think we can all agree that website has got to be
Yeah.
redone.
Any
Must
further?
have versus it's nice to be out there with the activations. We still might get a couple in at the end.
I feel like it's like one of your bigger marketing challenges is that website, since
Yeah,
I've
it has
been
been.
here, so
Yeah.
it's,
I think it's very important.
Yeah, I mean,
Everything points to that. and
Right.
Mhm.
That's your foundation, for the organization, so.
And it's, to their credit, it's a humongous amount of information, trying to organize that. You're never gonna make everybody happy, but, it's a big, big project. It would be great to see somebody, I hate to use the word streamline, but that's really what needs to happen.
yeah.
And someone who's familiar with the area, because it's really challenging if you've never been here, you don't understand how our beach communities work.
Any further discussion? May I get a motion to give permission for the TDC to go in front of the BBC?
First, we need to take it to the TDC advisory.
Okay, TDC Advisory Council on the redo of the website. May I get a motion for
I
that?
make a motion.
Is the motion to redo the website, or is it to reallocate activation dollars?
It's both.
Yeah,
Both,
Yes.
okay.
yes, to add that part in, to add, to
Yes.
use the money for the
Yes.
activations. Okay?
I make a motion for that.
Second.
To reallocate the funds and to go before the TBC council to make the recommendation to transfer that money into this pot for the website, yes.
Okay, all those in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? Okay, that motion carries.
All right, thank you.
I believe we're on committee appointments, am I
Yep.
right? Okay.
Yeah, so we've looked at all our committees. We've got, I think, 5 total committees. And what we've realized, and it applies to this committee as well, is that all our committee members' terms either have expired or will be before our next meeting. And that we didn't catch them, or we haven't gone back to the reapplication process. So we will be accepting applications for seats. We'll ask that everybody who's interested in reapplying do so. It'll be available on our website this Thursday, so once it's available, I'll send a note to everybody. And we'll be asking for new 2-year terms to start with our next meeting, which would be January of 2018.
Do we have a date on that? The 8th of January?
I'm not
We
sure,
haven't
to be
set,
honest
we
with
haven't
you.
set the TDC or committee meeting. It depends on the availability of the room. And
Okay.
we're waiting to hear back from, the judges have priority, and so we're waiting to hear back from them on their schedule. So we don't quite have that yet, but once we do, we'll get the dates and then we'll send them out to everybody.
Okay.
And the other change that will be taking place is, and it applies to all 5 of the committees that we will, or 4 of the 5, will be reducing the number of members from 9 to 7. And that's mostly, and it doesn't apply to this one maybe as much as the others, to ensure or give us a better chance of ensuring a quorum. We do have attendance problems with some other committees that getting 4 to 7 is an easier or more achievable number to get.
And you're gonna keep the same committees, the names of all the
Yes.
same committees?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, so a bit of a kind of a refresh with 2 years terms starting in January. We'll be sending out, like I said, I'll send a notice out once that the application process will be online, or I've got actually paper ones here with me as well. When the online form is live on Thursday, I'll send an email out to the group.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay.
One other thing on that, it says in our kind of bylaws that we will meet on an as-needed basis. It's always been every other month, 6 times a year. We'd like to get your feedback on the frequency, and if you're satisfied with the frequency. We talked about going to quarterly, with potential to call additional meetings kind of in between there if it's needed. But we realize everybody's time is pretty valuable, so if you guys have any feedback or any preference on 6 times a year or 4 times a year, with the ability to call additional meetings if necessary. I know some of you have served on this one for a while, so any feedback that you've got on that, we'd appreciate.
My only statement is, it depends on how you want this committee to function. Because if you want it to really be a hands-on committee, you know, giving you advice and looking at things, and I think we need to be in the same frequencies we're having. Once a quarter, things are gonna go through that we won't see and hear about, to be able to give you our expertise on,
In a timely manner.
yeah,
Okay.
well, yeah, it'll be after the fact in most
Yeah.
cases.
Yeah.
So, from that viewpoint, how do you see this committee functioning in the future?
Well, I imagine it continuing to be an advisory role as it's been kind of up to this point. I know this is only my 3rd one, but we don't imagine any change in the functionality of the committees.
Okay. I mean, I would just be afraid that, like, if something like this came through and you didn't have us critiquing it, you know, and maybe you could do that by emails also. You know, that something like that may have fallen through the cracks.
Gotcha, okay.
So, I am not going to re-up for 2 more years, so I'm not gonna vote on this. I'm gonna leave that up to you guys, to decide what you wanna do. But that was just my thoughts about it. I'm sorry, I have my back to you all the time.
No, you're fine.
My thoughts on the subject.
Gotcha, okay.
I feel like it's important to meet, even though it is time, but when we receive emails, I probably get 100 to 150, 200 a day, I'm not kidding. And it just seems, the perception of that is that it would be less important, and it's not. It's very important. It's important to all the beach communities in the area and to us who live and work there. So, you know, I just think that these have been beneficial. It's been successful in helping to get things through. I think when the TDC Council and the BCC know that, you know, we're behind something, and I think that's helpful, because though not all of them will, but some of them do, you know, take that into account. And so that's just my 2 cents. And I think it should be an honor to be on a committee. So if people are, you know, not attending or whatever, then maybe get the ones that really want to do it.
Right.
And be there. I guess.
Okay, I think we need to bring this to a vote. I'm going to not vote, but how would you like us to proceed?
I'm not sure if a vote is necessary on this, Jay. Would it
Well, you asked
be-
us whether we wanted to go
Oh, I was just soliciting feedback
Okay.
on that. We'll kind of make that determination, but I want to
In
put
the
forward.
guidelines, it's stated as needed.
As
So we
needed,
wouldn't-
yeah.
We wouldn't change that, but we were just asking your preference
Mm-hmm.
on if y'all wanted to meet quarterly, just being cognizant of your time.
Mhm.
If you wanted to meet quarterly, if y'all wanted to keep it as we have been doing. The nice thing about the as needed is it kind of leaves it open to kind of whatever y'all want to do. So if y'all want to keep it at every other month, then that's great. And if in 6 months from now y'all say, hey, you know what, then we only want to do this once a quarter, then we can readdress it at that point. So I don't think of votes required.
Okay.
I just think it's something of kind of, what do y'all think, and get your opinion.
Just keep in mind how difficult it is to get, 5 people together like you had with the website,
Mhm.
because we get booked out,
Sure.
Yeah.
months in
Yeah.
advance. So if we have these dates in our calendars, it's a lot easier for us to attend.
Mhm.
So,
But I agree with Marilyn's assessment in that if you want this committee to be legitimate and relevant, that there need to be timely meetings, and that's probably the reason why.
Gotcha.
This may be premature, but are we set on the time? I mean, well, I know that that's just a 1 hour difference from what we were used to do, but it's for some reason a lot harder for me to get here at 2 than it is 3.
Oh, I
and-
disagree.
and
I
get-
have kids, so this is perfect.
Oh, gotcha, okay. Just, that's, no worries.
And
It's
so I
fine.
think some of that has
I
to
didn't
do with
mean
the availability
harder,
of the
it's
room
just-
as well.
Well, to go back to come and then leave, and I'm not gonna go back to after, if we're in here for a couple hours, which is not, it's no big deal. I just wondered if we were tied to the
Are
time.
mornings better before you kind of get on with your day? Just,
Mornings are good.
Tuesday mornings aren't good for me, sorry.
Yeah, Tuesdays are usually like
Senior leadership
everything
executive
is on a
meeting.
Tuesday.
It's tough to miss.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
Afternoons are good. For some reason, just getting here because if you have a lunch meeting or something like that, it's a little more challenging to get here by 2.
What time do
Today
you
I had
need
a
to
lunch
be
meeting, so
out?
it was kind of like, booking, but it's okay. We'll do it. It's fine.
I mean,
I'm not complaining
It
about
just
it.
Like at
depends,
2:30
like
or
4:30 if I'm out, because I drive all the way to Destin,
Oh.
as long as I'm out of here by 4:30.
Okay.
I just, sometimes we run like 2
Yeah.
hours or.
Yeah, we
something.
we have done that.
Yeah, so it just depends.
Yeah, I was gonna
So
say
maybe
maybe
2:30.
2:30.
Yeah,
We'll meet in the middle, split the difference if it's
Yes,
available.
yes.
We'll take that into consideration. Appreciate the feedback. though.
Leave it to me.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, with that said, it also depends on the availability of the room.
Yeah.
So, but we can
Yes.
certainly look at 2:30.
And I thought maybe that was
That's fine.
why we changed it, maybe just because of the.
and can I just say, whatever y'all think is best too is where I would side with you. I mean, I know it's a
Yeah.
lot to gather everything for these meetings,
Mhm.
so whatever you guys think is most effective, even though I do agree. We can be a supportive advisory committee that way.
Okay.
Okie dokie. Marketing updates.
Yeah, so just a few updates. Since our last meeting, we did have an activation just a couple of weeks ago in New Orleans at a festival called Food and Bourbon and Beer, which we had been to the previous year as well. It went extremely well. It was our food and beverage event, music event. We brought 5 chefs with us, including Jim, and it was very well received. So it's a big success there. So we were really happy with that. The Perfect Awards, the nomination period is open right now. So nominate yourselves or your favorite businesses. The nominations close here pretty soon for a week or so, and then
They
voting.
close Friday, 17th.
I believe so. Yep. Yeah. So, so we're excited about that. Saw some of you at the annual meeting, so thanks for coming. We announced the Artist of the Year award there, Kathleen Broderick. She's great. We're really excited about that. So we'll be working on more ways to incorporate her into what we do. She's a great advocate for South Walton and the art community. So really excited about our choice in that one. She's off to a great start. A couple of other projects to bring everyone up to speed on, and it'll be very beneficial when the new website launches, but we're going to be redoing each of our 16 beach neighborhood videos. They're 9 or 10 years old, the ones that are out right now. So we've gotten plenty of mileage out of them, and it's time to take a fresh look and redo those. So that project's very much in its infancy, but it'll be a big project here for this year. as a kind of a vital piece of what we do in telling our story of the 16 unique communities. So those are some of the things that will be kind of keeping us busy here going forward. And that is all the update that I have.
Now, is that one video that just shows all 16?
No, it's 16
Individual.
individual
And then
videos.
you can use pieces of it to create one
Correct.
3-minute overview.
Yeah, yeah. So it's we still use we've got 16 videos currently. They're just out of date and need to be freshened up. So we're looking forward to getting that going and produced.
Do you do long versions and then short versions that you can use for social?
Yeah. So the long version really won't be very long, probably a couple minutes long.
Right.
But we'll have.
Then like 30 seconds.
Yes, we'll have tons of footage that we can, cut together however we like for different applications for social or whatever makes sense lengthwise. So we'll have a ton of footage we'll be gathering out of this. So we'll from the shooting of these 16 videos, we'll be able to make countless more of the piecing them up and putting them back together.
Have you identified who you're going to work with on this production?
It'll be Zender, our agency. They'll be doing the production on those.
We'll get the leisure side and the group side where it makes sense.
Yep. And that's all the update I have.
Last month we talked about, I think it was Tracy brought up about VRBO, and we're going to get together with a meeting of other people.
Right.
Has that happened?
It hasn't. We were contacted, or Jay was contacted personally by a group that had formed to address some issues. We've reached back out to them multiple times in an effort to schedule a meeting and start working together, and we haven't, to my knowledge, been able to successfully reach anyone.
And did you have a Chicago activation since we last met?
Did. I guess it is since we last met. Yeah, and that was much different than the New Orleans one, where, let's see, so in August we went to Houston, in September we went to Chicago. Houston and Chicago were very similar in that they were in shopping mall settings, whereas the New Orleans activation was part of a larger event with more of a built-in audience. But yeah, thank you for bringing that up. We were in Chicago in September.
And did you find it successful? I mean,
We found, so what we've kind of done with these activations, in addition to kind of our footprint or our boots on the ground, is we do some supporting paid media in the marketplace, and we do some PR in the marketplace ahead of it. For Chicago specifically, the paid media and the PR were very successful. Our physical presence in the mall wasn't as successful as we would like, just from a traffic standpoint. But the other elements around it we're very happy with. Not the traffic we would want.
was it the same mall that you were in before in years
It was a
past?
mall we had been to maybe 4 years earlier.
They were
3 or 4 years
downtown
earlier.
Michigan or something.
900 shops or
That's
something?
right. Yep, that's the one. Yeah.
I heard the New Orleans one went awesome, according to our chef.
Oh, that's
So,
right. Yeah, sorry. You got
Yeah.
Chef Nzini was there, and I don't
Yeah,
think it
he
could have
said
gone
it
better.
was, the turnout was just crazy good.
Yeah,
So,
the turnout was great, and we had our physical presence was huge, and we had you could easily identify our chefs. There were maybe 60 chefs total at this thing. We had 5, but ours were branded differently. Our signage looked different. The food was extremely popular from our chefs. So it really couldn't have gone a whole lot better. It went really, really well.
What was our piece, our footprint in the mall? What did we use?
We had our experience booth. It was an indoor mall, so it kind of sat out in the open, and we surrounded it with tables and furniture and things like that, where we had collateral material. We brought a chef to that one as well. We brought our then artist of the year with us, who was painting live. So it all looked great.
Beach theme or?
Well, the centerpiece is the experience booth, which is kind of screams beach,
Yes,
and
okay,
it
good.
has the sound of the beach and things like that.
Coming for an activation in like December.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, kind of be fun.
The last time we had gone to this same mall was in February, I
Okay,
believe,
there you go.
years earlier. This was late September, and it was like 90 degrees outside, strangely, or unseasonably warm.
They were
Wow.
saying this week.
Yeah, so a couple things went against us at that one.
So can I ask you, how do you determine which markets you'll do those activations in next year?
We've got our list of emerging markets and our core markets, and really, so we start with those, but we really look for the opportunities that make sense, like this event in New Orleans makes perfect sense. So we'll continue to, within those markets, look for activation opportunities that would make the most sense.
And where are we on research?
We,
You know, the research studies that we
yeah,
do?
yeah, we're continuing to get quarterly visitor tracking surveys done through Downs and St. Germain. Their contract was renewed, or they successfully bid on our RFP and won, I think in August or so. So there's been really no change in the research plan. They continue to monitor that and provide us quarterly feedback throughout the year. And that all lives on our website as well.
Any other discussion from the committee? Questions? Okay, how about you, Michael? Anything else to bring up?
No, that is all I've got.
Well, we invite our public again to speak up. If you have any questions about what we've discussed or would like to
Simmer
bring
down, Philip. Simmer down, Philip.
Nothing? Okay. Well, do I have a motion to adjourn this meeting?
Motion to adjourn.
This is the shortest one.
Second? Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
It's a 30-minute break today.
We can go 4:15 start time if we want.
I don't know, I guess because we went over all that